Okay, this is the DuPage County Zoning Hearing Officer Program. This is Robert Carthol. It's October 2, and I'm calling the meeting to order at 2:30. I understand there is no public comment to be offered, and I have a set of minutes for the September 18th, 2024 meeting, which occurred at 3 p.m. I have reviewed the draft of those minutes and I approve and adopt the minutes. The next item on the agenda is the public hearing in case number 24063 SMM Management Company. I will call that case, but I want to hold for just a moment while we bring in the parties to that case. So let's admit Downers Grove by Zoom, and the petitioner will join us shortly.
So is there a tool on? A tool?
Is there a what?
On a tool on? Yeah, see right here.
No, not yet. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you? Good.
So, so no, a tool yet.
What's a tool?
A tool
That
is
me?
a spokesman. And he is the advocate for this.
Maybe spokesman. Is he a lawyer?
Oh. No, he's the, is he the tool?
These are signed.
He's a sign guy. Yeah, he's a sign company.
Sign company is going to present this case? Okay.
Apparently. That's right. Is that what you guys set out?
Yeah.
You want to give him a call?
Yeah.
Sure he gets it.
These glasses are bad, I guess. Hearing off. I think I've already announced the case just by docket number, and we're waiting for someone from a sign company who apparently is presenting the case. So there's a little bit of a delay. You have him on now?
He should be
Yes.
doing it now.
Oh, he's joining by calling in?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And to be clear, we sent you guys the link, and he's got the link as well.
Yeah.
That was what I thought, yeah.
All right, let me begin while we wait for him to zoom in or whatever he's doing. This is petition 24063 SMM Management Company. We have a request for variation to reduce the front setback for a pole sign from the required 15 feet to approximately 10 inches, replacing sign cabinet and using existing pole and pole base. The owner of the property is SMM Management Company. The address of the property is 2230 Maple Avenue. It's a Lyle Township petition. The underlying zoning is B2. We have 0.75 of an acre. The matter was published in the Daily Herald on September 17, excuse me, 2024. Now, no comments from any of the authorities to whom we've circulated the petition, with the exception of the Village of Downers Grove, who is with us at this hearing. I have one exhibit. I have a couple of exhibits. The first is a 2006 survey. I have no idea whether this old survey accurately reflects the property. I suspect there may be some issues. I also have petitioner's exhibit number 2, which is marked as a site plan, which I guess is a markup of the survey, which is done presumably by the sign company. Then I have a document which is entitled Petition for Sign Variance Relief, and that comes as petitioner's exhibit 3. And finally, I have group exhibit 4, which is why do I need this? I don't need this. Do I? I'll just take this.
Yeah.
So it's not a group exhibit. It's just exhibit 4, which is some sort of a drawing of the sign. I don't know if you guys from Downers Grove can see this.
Yep, we have it.
Okay, great. I'll give this back. Now, let's have the two of you be sworn in, and then we'll swear in the, I don't know if he's gonna give testimony or present the case or what he's gonna do, but just so we can. Are you dialing him now?
I'm sending the Zoom link. He was having an issue with the link.
Okay. All right, we'll wait for just a moment.
We're together right now. And I'm sending him the ID. Okay, you're trying to join now? Okay, 51 4958 8543. Three 5 212.
Oh, there we go. Okay, we have Mr. Atul Akhand. And I'll
Hello.
ask anyone who's gonna,
Sorry about the
Hold
group here, the ID wasn't working, so.
okay, that's fine. Anyone who's gonna give testimony, make a presentation or give testimony in the case, I have to have you sworn in. So will you please all, including the Downers Grove people, would you please all raise your right hand and be sworn in, please?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony and evidence you're about to give this time shall be
I do.
Yes, I do.
Start with the petitioners team. To the gentleman from Downers Grove, I'll come to you in a few minutes for your
Hey,
identification.
Jim, can you shut my door, please? I'm gonna be a meeting.
Would you identify yourself, sir?
Yeah, my name is Atul Khan. I'm owner of Captivating Signs. We are working with Angela and Sebel regarding their sign.
Would you give us your address?
We are located in 612 West Fifth Avenue, Naperville, Illinois, 60563.
And are you presenting the zoning petition today?
Yes.
All right, and then could I have both of you identify yourselves? Tell us your names, spell your name, and then tell us your addresses. I don't care if we have your home addresses, your business address is fine.
Paula Sylvester, PAO, last name SILVESTER. and address is 2230 Maple Avenue, Downers
Okay,
That belongs to Lucy. via email.
sorry, spell your first name?
Bimo. B-I-M-A-L.
Email?
Yes.
Sylvester.
So
Okay, I've already indicated what exhibits I have. I have some difficulty with a 2006 survey. But we'll resolve that as we proceed. And speaking of proceeding, why don't you go ahead and make your presentation, sir?
All right, well, so our clients, they're looking for a new sign. The current sign is, we explore, the current sign is in slightly the box on the top. It's a pole mounted sign. The box on the top is not in the best condition. They wanted to change the sign to show or represent their new company name. And as part of exploring the options, we said we would need to fabricate a new sign cabinet. And so we're going with a significantly smaller sign cabinet than what's currently out there. So currently out there is almost 14 feet wide and 8 feet tall, and we are going with a 10 by 5 sign, 50 square foot sign. We looked at the options of, there were two options, either use the existing pole or install a brand new pole. The situation is that if we install a new pole, as it is, the current pole location is already encroaching onto the parking lot. And if we set it back further to meet the easement requirements, the new location would put us right in the middle of the actual driveway. And not only would it impede the ongoing traffic, the egress and exit, but also the entrance and the egress, but it also would not serve the purpose of the sign, meaning may not be visible for the traffic coming in from a few directions. So that was the reason that we are requesting that for this variance, we have looked at the option that we will change the angle, and we inspected that the way the sign is going to be installed. It will be still within the code, and it will not go over the easement line, but it'll approach very close. I think it'll be 7 inches off from that, but it'll still be, it'll hopefully, if we get the approval, then we'd still be somewhat in compliance.
I don't understand the last part.
So
Be 7 inches off from what?
let me see. From their lot line.
Well, you're requesting 10 inches.
Yes, I'm sorry, that's what I misspoke. It's 10 inches.
Okay,
Existing pole distance from property line is 4 foot 10 inches. Cabinet to be 10 inches away from the property line, yes.
so you're tell me about the sign. Is it lighted? Is it a flashing sign? Is it a static sign?
It's going to be a lighted static sign. There's not going to be any variable component to that. The new sign would read Angelo's Food. Let me look at the drawing again. And so once it's there, the information will stay the same. So it's not going to be any distraction to the ongoing traffic, but it serves it plays a key role in business identification. Otherwise, it'll be hard for people to see coming from either direction I understand, over the years as the road got widened, it used to be sitting nicely on the property line with meeting all the offset setback requirements. But because of the widening of the road and everything, it kept moving in, and now we are almost there, not too far from the property line. So, and as I said, if we were to meet the setback requirements, the sign would be sitting very close to the building and will not basically serve the purpose for the sign.
So your testimony is that there's no place else on this property that you can put one or perhaps two signs to be effective?
Correct.
Really? Okay. Anything else?
No, unless Paula or you have anything to say, or
I don't have anything to say. Do you, either of you have anything to say? Could we hear from the people from Downers Grove? I have your paper or your letter. But if you'd like to speak, would you begin by identifying yourself and telling us what your position within Downers Grove is?
Sure, good afternoon. My name is Stan Popovich. I'm the Community Development Director with Village of Downers Grove.
Jason Zawilla, the planning manager with Downers Grove.
Can you
we're
spell your
here-
names for us?
My name is Stan, S-T-A-N. Last name is Popovich, P-O-P-O-V-I-C-H.
Jason, J-A-S-O-N, Zawilla, Z-A-W-I-L-A.
What's your position, gentlemen?
I am the position on the.
No, what is your view of this request is what I meant.
Okay. Very good. So thanks for giving us the opportunity. I think the village's position is we think there's alternatives that would be meeting the code, and so we suggest not granting this variation. One, the sign is obviously only 10 inches away, and the sign contractor then even mentioned potentially being 7 inches off the property line, which is concerning. For us, the village requires 10 feet off property lines. I know the county requires 15 feet. We think there's an alternative locations that need to be explored that have not been explored. They're trying to reuse a pole sign that's existing and non-conforming, and this is significant enough change that sign location should be brought into compliance. We're also concerned about the height. Obviously, that's not, this location here is okay for height from the county's ordinance, but the village would only allow a 10-foot sign. Again, the setback is an issue. We believe there's opportunities for that. The village also requires landscaping around these signs, and there's no landscaping for beautification of these properties. There's a significant amount of signage out there already that in terms of temporary signs and other LED signs that are on the building as well. So we think that there's enough signage on the building already and opportunities for signage other than this pole sign being located 10 inches from the right of way and the property line. We think this is a significant structural change to that sign, whether the pole is being used or replaced, that they should and could pursue other opportunities for relocating the sign and still provide that visibility. So based on those items, the staff of Village of Downers Grove recommends denial of the variance.
Okay, thank you. Back to the petitioner. I understand the thrust of your testimony, but would you care to address any of the zoning requirements specifically, which include hardship, unique circumstance, practical difficulty, and then the 7 standards, which include effectively safety standard or sort of a similar issue?
So, our position, part of our reason for this request is that, I mean, if we don't do anything, the sign is already there, right? And we don't have to take it down or anything of that nature. And basically, we can continue to use that sign. And we can, if we don't, we can basically put our new name on the sign as long as it's the same structure and everything. So as a matter of, so that's number one. Number two is that if you look at the plat of survey, the property line is already on the eastbound street, Maple Street. It's already cutting into the parking lot spots, And if so, we won't be able to put any sign on that side of the road, especially like if you were to suggest that putting two signs, because then you're pretty much you would want to have the sign perpendicular to the road, and it's gonna be very close to the building line. Same thing on the Belmont Road, if you're going that direction, the 10 to 15 foot setback would put it right in the middle. We looked at it, it would put it right in the middle of the driveway that's out there. And so basically, it would again block the entrance and exit. And again, it would now, instead of having one sign, we would have to have two signs, one on each side of the road. So basically, our thought process was that if we are allowed to use the sign as is, then wouldn't it be nice, to have a sign that's smaller? So, and I understand that, the new regulations have the height and everything else is changed, but we're just trying to leverage that to say, okay, instead of taking down or replacing the face on an existing sign, we're going with a slightly smaller sign and basically, using the existing infrastructure that's already out there. So that was our thought process for that request, to say, that if nothing changes, we are allowed to keep it as is. So I don't know what your thoughts are regarding, allowing us to go with a slightly smaller sign, but keeping the
Okay,
location.
there's also some testimony that there are other signs on the building, on the face of the building. Is that the case?
I know there is one sign on Belmont on the wall, but I don't know the history of that sign. We were only, tasked to look at this pole sign, but I do recall seeing a sign on Belmont. I'm not sure if there's one on Maple.
Okay.
That is a pre-existing sign and you really can't see it unless you're right in front of the property. So it doesn't really help the business, help passerbys really identify the building unless they're directly right in front of it. Which
Okay.
the sign that we're talking about is somewhat on the corner where it's visible to everyone.
Okay, would you just tell us your name again?
sorry.
So we know who that testimony was from.
Paula Sylvester.
Okay. Anything else?
I mean, the idea is that, we would like our owners to have a nice flourishing business. And if people aren't able to locate the sign or the business because of the business identification sign, it creates hardships. And I understand that, the challenges about moving into the parking lot and blocking the entrance and exit. So that's the whole purpose of for us looking for this relief and support from you folks to say, I understand in the future, I think the owners are willing to meet the requirement. Let's say should there from the city come a request down the road that, this sign needs to be relocated, they've already expressed their interest that they would be willing to consider that request. But at least up until then, if there is no such basically requirement, they're seeking for your support that, if they can put this smaller sign using the current pole, so that way that helps them with their business, running the business. They took over this business and a brand new business, and they would like to grow their business, and currently they don't have a whole lot of foot traffic, and this sign would definitely help them with that.
Right, thank you very much. I'll close the record in the case because I think the record is complete and I don't need any additional information. I will make my decision within the next couple of weeks, which will be announced at a recommendation meeting Okay, we had a brief interruption in the recording, but no testimony or information was given or considered or discussion had. I'm just looking for the date of the recommendation meeting.
Wednesday, the 16th.
It will be Wednesday, the 16th of October at 3 p.m. You do not need to attend. There will only be an announcement of the decision. My recommendation will be made to the County Development Committee, which will ultimately meet to consider the case record made today and make their determination and transmit the matter to the county board, which will make the final determination in the case. Okay, thank you very much. Gentlemen from Downers Grove, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thanks a lot. We appreciate that. Hopefully, you'll help us out. So that's all I can hope for. So.
Okay, we're